Look at me. Someone once thought it was wise to say, yeah, I'm sure the skinhead with the neck tattoos is a good guy. Because I have short blonde hair, does that make me a skinhead? Perhaps my hair is short because I made a covenant with God. Maybe it has nothing to do with any affiliation to any racist or white supremacist groups. As a matter of fact, I don't believe in white supremacy. How could I? I'm not white.
What the? See, that's the type of... I'm gonna kick your ass.
Ow!
Welcome to the Dummy Kruger channel, everyone. Today's video takes us to Missoula, Montana for the follow-up video I made last week about the sovereign citizen who took the police on a 15-minute chase down I-10 in Blythe, California. See that video linked in the description below. Today, we will examine what took place after the car chase ended that resulted in him being hit with 4 charges, including felony evading. Upon being released from jail after his arrest, he makes the decision to flee once again, this time all the way to Montana with no intention of returning. Before we get started, please do remember to subscribe, get notified, like, and comment below. Let's jump right in.
Update on me. Yeah, I survived that shit. Yeah, it was a hell of an ordeal. My car, the beautiful white Tesla, it is riddled with bullets, bullet holes all throughout it, damaged completely, 100% totaled. I am, above all, grateful for the love of God, for the protection of the blood of the Lamb, and for the things He's done for me, for Him stopping bullets from puncturing my body, from injuring me, in any way. 2 bullets hit me, one on the shoulder and one directly in the spine, and miraculously again they left holes in my shirt that they didn't puncture my body, and that is nothing short of a miraculous intervention from the divine source of all sources, Jesus Christ.
Actually, no bullets were in his body because no bullets were ever used. Per the report, less lethal munitions were used to apprehend the suspect, like beanbags or rubber bullets. He goes on to tell us a little bit more about himself.
Alright, let's talk about who I really am, what I really do. Y'all heard of the Oath Keepers? You just did if you didn't. What do I do for the Oath Keepers? It's called counterintelligence. And like I was trying to tell y'all before, I do these audits so that I can infiltrate the system entirely. This audit was my most successful one till date in the USA because it brought me into the inner circle of judges, lawyers, prosecutors, the entire sheriff's department, all of the staff in the Indio jail, all the staff in the Blythe jail, and all the crooked, dirty pigs along the way. Bootlickers, go ahead and call me a criminal or whatever you want to. Go ahead. I'm an Oath Keeper. Go ahead. Say that I'm a far-right affiliate of blah-blah-blah. I might be far from wrong, but far-right ain't a thing. It ain't a thing. When you're honest and you know the laws, you keep the laws, and that law happens to be the supreme law of the United States of America, called the United States Constitution. Well, then you have the authority to do what I did.
Yeah, you heard that right. His position with the Oath Keepers, who are described as an anti-government militia, was to flee from the police, total his car, take some rubber bullets to the chest, all to spend 13 days in a holding cell in an effort to infiltrate the government of Blythe, California? Which, according to him, was all 100% legal because Constitution.
I will not be going back out to Blythe, California for any reason whatsoever. My job there and my work there is done.
Well, I don't think he could be more clear than that. He never had any intention to return to California to face these charges. In the next few clips, he goes on to explain what happened during his 13 days of incarceration following his arrest.
Here's Andrew Chang. Let's do a little background of him real quick. A little background shot for you. This man, this Chinese asset, and yes, I do have some history with spying in China, so there's something I can tell you all about in a future story about how I got a death warrant in China. Anyhow, this Chinese asset and so-called judge who was appointed by the corrupt Governor Gavin Newsom, he could clearly see that I was there on no legal grounds, so he decided to make my bail $1 million.
That's correct. He was initially hit with a $1 million bond amount during his arraignment by Judge Jerry Yang, not Andrew Chang. It's those little details he mixes up that probably led to his death warrant in China.
And so, long story short, I was held hostage for 13 days and 13 nights after that. And even after I was released, the release came at no small cost. First of all, there's a guy named Roger Tenzi who is apparently the public pretender in that Blythe jail, or that Blythe courthouse. And he did his worst to make sure that the agreement for release was illegal AF, and that everything that I would be forced to agree to would mean that I would be unarmed, and that I would have absolutely no rights at all. Anyway, on day 13, they had a phony court process in there, and I walked into that courtroom, shackled and chained, and the thing I said when that door opened was, "Where's that sniveling pissant you call a lawyer? Get him over here so I can fire him." I was referring to Roger Tenzi, because I knew for a fact, if it hadn't been for him in there making stupid freaking deals, that I would already have been out. Now, they coerced and forced me to agree to these horrible and illegal terms for my release, although I was held illegally as nothing more than a hostage. And he's telling me, "Do you agree to these terms of your own free will?" And I say, "I agree, but only out of duress." And he says to me again, "You must agree, but you must agree from your own free will." And I said, "I cannot agree of my own free will because I'm here as a hostage, so I agree under duress." This judge starts to scream and spit, and his forehead veins popping out, and he's like, "You will agree of your own free will. You will say it for the record that you are agreeing of your own free will." And I very silently and quietly, I looked him in his eyes for 3 seconds, and I moved my gaze down to his throat, and I uttered these words quietly. I said, "I rebuke you in Jesus' name."
So Roger Tanzi, the sniveling pissant representing Vanderbilt, may just be the greatest public defender of all time. He was able to get this man's bond reduced from $1 million to $0. That's right, he was released on his own recognizance. There were some stipulations though. First, he signed the document, so this nonsense about being forced to is just that, nonsense. Second, he had to inform his PO where he'd be living, which I don't think he really did. More on that in a moment. He also had to report any law enforcement contacts. He had to check in with the probation office 3 times a week. He could not possess any firearm or ammunition. And lastly, he had to waive extradition from Arizona or any other state. I believe it was that last one that made him so angry. Okay, let's now jump a few days forward to his preliminary hearing.
What they call a superior court is in fact nothing more than a criminal dog and pony show, which bears no, it has no legal authority. In this case, in the case of BLF 2300251, the person being represented here is a man by the name of Kidnapped Victim, and the attorney in the case is none other than yours truly, Valentino Vanderbilt. Now I have on the phone here a person from the court who is trying to coerce me and tell me what I have to do. in order to get my own legal hearing via phone to represent my client, kidnapped victim. Now, I want y'all to hear what she has to say and bear witness as to this sham that she is going to help further. I've taken off the hold, ma'am. What is your name, please?
Lonnie.
Okay. Do you happen to have a last name?
I don't give out my last name.
Okay, so your name is Lonnie, and you work where?
Yes. I work for the call center.
Which call center do you work for?
This is the only call center for the whole courthouse.
Okay.
For all the courts.
To be specific, which courthouse is it we're referring to at the moment?
We're located at Hollow Justice.
Okay, and where is that?
That's in Riverside,
And where is Riverside located? What state?
California.
Is California located in the United States of America, or yes or no?
Sir, can I please get your name and put contact information so I can send?
Ma'am, that was a yes or no question. Where is Riverside
We're
located?
not going to do this.
We're not doing that? So we will agree
No.
that California is not in the USA then. I'm taking your resistance to the question as a no.
Got her. Case dismissed.
Can I please get your name and contact information so I can notify your department?
You can get my name and my contact information. My name is first Valentino. Can you spell that, or would you like my assistance?
No, I see your case right here.
Okay.
Are you Valentino Vanderbilt?
I am the attorney for a man who is actually noted and named as kidnapped victim on the paperwork. Don't try to flip the script here and say that the attorney is the defendant.
There's no script flipping necessary here. You're the defendant here, big guy.
So, here we go. I am the attorney for one named kidnapped victim. If you look at the intake paperwork where this man was held hostage in Blythe Jail, you will see his name was written down, kidnapped victim, and you will see that the boss of the warden, as you might call him, of the jail, stamped off and approved that the man's name was kidnapped victim.
So when he was initially arrested and booked, Vanderbilt refused to provide his name. He claims he signed his name as, quote, kidnapped victim. I suppose this spy isn't very familiar with the other ways law enforcement have at their disposal to identify a person, like physical description, vehicle registration, ID, or biometric data such as fingerprints.
You will also hear him testify that he is a hostage. I am that man's attorney. You can write down my name is the attorney for kidnapped victim. You should, at this moment, you should have already updated the file because the defendant is not Valentino Satoshi Vanderbilt. The defendant is kidnapped victim. And we need to update that he's not a defendant, but he was a hostage. How can a hostage be a defendant?
And what is your callback number?
You're going to get my email address, and you're going to write down my email address, and anybody who wishes to contact me will contact me through my email address. Are we clear?
Okay, so you're refusing to give me your...
Are we clear? Are you refusing to let me know if we're clear or not?
Okay, so here's what's going to happen.
No. You said you want some contact information. I'm giving you my contact information. Are you able to write it down or not?
We do not email, we only call.
Well, that's a violation of my rights, is it not?
No, it's not.
No, it is.
I'm afraid not, kidnap victim. I have to give this one to Lonnie.
I'm going to disconnect the call and inform the department of the situation, okay?
What are you going to inform them of?
Of exactly what just happened.
What just happened? Can you define what happened?
I'm going to let them know that an attorney, person claiming to be attorney,
There we go.
Valentino Vanderbilt.
Wrong.
has
The
called and
attorney's name is
informed them.
Valentino Vanderbilt. The client's name is kidnapped victim. We're going to go over this one more
Either
time to
way.
be clear. The case number is BLF 2300251. Did you get that?
Yeah, I think Lonnie finally had enough. Remember, this is his court date. He's about to make another call to the courthouse and speak with someone else.
Now, how would I be able to attend the hearing this morning via phone?
The courthouse doesn't do that. That's something you would have to take on with the courthouse because the court hearing is being held over there.
So the
And
courthouse.
from what I understand, the courthouse here does not. They don't
could
do
I ask
video or phone.
Okay. So
I don't-
that's obviously illegal.
Nope, still not.
Will you be in court today?
Well, that's the thing.
Or
Is so it turns out.
just so I can let my staff know.
Yeah, this is my attempt to make it to court.
Okay.
My my physical body isn't able to make it, but obviously my
Okay.
personality and my professionality are able to make it via some sort of video. Or I could even possibly call in. I could call in from my office, and we could have video court that way as well. But I will not agree
That,
to
like
do
I
it
said, that's
by.
something you would have to take on with the courthouse.
I understand, ma'am. I just like to
Okay.
let you know
I
that if
just
they're
wanted-
requesting Zoom or a
Uh-huh.
Zoom conference, I refuse to do it via Zoom simply because Zoom is a Chinese entity, and I don't want to give up any of this information to Chinese assets or spies abroad, which is exactly what would happen if we were doing it via Zoom.
Well, it's a good thing these Chinese spies don't have access to a thing called YouTube.com, because if they did, they would be able to find every bit of personal information about this man plastered all over his YouTube channel.
So whatever
Okay.
relevant information you could pass on to your department, let them know that my physical body cannot make it because my physical body is located in Arizona.
Right there. That's why I think he was lying to his PO. I believe he told his PO he would be residing in Arizona. That's why that state is specifically on his release paperwork. Now, he did allegedly take a bus to Arizona after his release, but his father, in fact, picked him up and brought him home to Montana, where he was during this phone call.
Will not be traveling to California to be accosted in any way or by any means by any criminal organization out there. However, according to my legal rights, I am allowed to appear by phone or by video, and according to my own terms in the matter. So please pass that on to whoever your superiors are.
Okay. I put that into your file.
Thank you
To let
so
them
much.
know.
Again, have an awesome day.
Thank you, Mr. Vanderbilt. You have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye. Kisses.
Bye-bye.
So, he pretty much missed his court date. Now, what happened next completely shocked me. Later in the same day, Vanderbilt goes live again and informs his viewers that his case has been dismissed. Let's see how he did it.
The jury in the case number BLF 2300251. This is occurring in Superior Court of California in Blythe.
Oh, he's holding his own court. Bold. Really bold.
This is the only correct and accurate statement and judgment which will be or has been made in this courtroom as of this date, to my knowledge. Here we have it, guys. Now, in regards to case number, this is a direct rebuttal to R.R. Tanzi, who is or was, in fact, the public defender down there in that court. I emailed this to him, so he has documentation, and I'm reading it to you all so you can see and to take note of both my testimony and now you all can bear witness as well. Alrighty, now I shall make my own statement verbally and visually. I'm letting him know he is fired. The memo to this email says exactly, you're fired. In regards to case number BLF 2300251, you have been relieved of your duties unconditionally and without pay, as you were not legally retained to defend anyone, nor do you display sanity nor competence in said defense. Valentino S. Vanderbilt, nor the inmate who was actually a hostage by the name of kidnapped victim, and is documented as such on the intake papers, which were also approved by the headmaster of the Blythe jail. No such defendant by the name Valentino Vanderbilt exists, as Valentino Vanderbilt is not and cannot be charged with any crimes under United States constitutional law, Neither can kidnapped victim either be charged with any crimes under the United States constitutional law. We, the people of the United States of America, have determined this court, along with Judges Andrew Cheng and Gregory Olson, to be in severe breach of the United States Constitution. We hereby demand that they be relieved of their post unconditionally and without pay. And we hereby charge them both with the high crimes of felony treason, felony coercion, felony kidnapping, felony conspiracy, felony racketeering, and whatever other crimes may also become evident during the investigation into their crimes.
I'm sorry, Valentino, but I don't think this will work because Lonnie never confirmed if California was in the United States or not.
Should you wish to represent these two criminals, you are not authorized to legally represent anyone under United States constitutional law. You are hereby ordered to cease and desist, remove yourself and your articles from this court, and do not identify yourself as a United States constitutional lawyer, as you are thoroughly disqualified. The formal charges brought against you by we the people of the United States of America are as follows: felony racketeering, felony conspiracy, felony wire fraud, and whatever other felonies may become apparent during the remainder of our investigation. The case BLF 2300251 is hereby dismissed as invalid, according to the United States constitutional law.
Well, I stand corrected. That was easier than I realized.
All charges are dropped, and it is ordered that the state of California must remit $333,333,333 to Valentino Satoshi Vanderbilt by no later than 01/12/2024 at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Personally, I would round up to a cool 350 mil, but what the hell do I know?
Failure to remit will result in class action lawsuit in the 9th District Supreme Court. Reading this correspondence is an express consent and agreement to the terms and conditions stated within. The following video links provide overwhelming evidentiary proof in all counts. Concluding this order with good day. We the people have made our choice, and we the people will see it through that the judgment is carried out and meted out according to our demands. Thank you. Good day.
And that right there, guys, is how you dismiss a case.
Thank you. Good day.
Now, even though someone probably did read this correspondence and said correspondence meant they agreed to the terms, it looks like they reneged because a bench warrant was issued on that same day. Such a shame, because it was a hell of a speech. Okay, moving ahead, 7 days after this phone call, the following happened.
Show me the warrant. You have a warrant.
And the warrant. Pick up my phone, Papa.
We'll get a bid. You want us to twist the gun?
How's my hand burning?
All right, man, stand up. On up. Okay.
Why is my hand burning? Why is it burning? Pick up my phone. Make sure you feel it, Dad. Right there on the ground, my hand's burning. I don't know why. They're burning my hand for something. They're burning my hand. My hand is burning.
You want to maintain control of him? Thank you, sir. Why am I under control? Because you're being detained.
Okay, where's your camera on this?
It's right there. And there's one over there. Yeah, we got tons of cameras.
Dad, demand to see the warrant.
Take your hand in your pocket.
Can we see the warrant?
Huh?
Can we see the warrant?
Yeah, we'll show you here in a second, brother. Yeah, let's get everyone. Keep your hand in your pocket. Please, thank you. You got anything in your pocket?
That's cool.
All right, I just want to make sure, man. All right, you can put your hand back in your pocket. That's fine. Here's his phone.
So the Missoula website is a little limited because it only shows 2 charges. However, I later found out he's actually hit with 4 charges. The first one here, of course, is being a fugitive. The other one is for threats in official and political matters. First, he does like to refer himself to as, quote, the pig. On top of that, I found a clip of what seems to be a direct threat to one of the CHP officers that pulled him over during the car chase.
He thinks he can hide behind his badge. He refused to identify himself by his full name, but I do have his last name, and I know he's extraordinarily new to the CHP, to that force, and his last name's Rooney. It's either Tim Rooney or Jeff Rooney, one of those two. I can't really find any information on him, so I'm going to have to find information on his associates, and we'll do that in another episode where I'm going to go ahead and start badgering CHP. Because I do have names and I do have a lot of information on a lot of other people from there. So since he's from their office, we're going to get to the heart of the matter. We're going to find his first name. We will find his location, and that location will be made public because Oath Keepers, 3%ers, Hells Angels, and Sons of Silence will do something about it.
Not only did he threaten one of the officers, it seems he may have even threatened one of the judges that was presiding over his case.
A judge by the name of Andrew Cheng, and I'm going to let y'all have his picture, and later on here, maybe today or tomorrow, I'm going to release the address of Andrew Cheng. You guys already have his picture on my profile if you've been looking at my posts.
I have no doubt that there are others, but this felt very similar to Eric Brandt, who is currently sitting in prison for 8 years for threatening a judge. I was able to locate 2 additional charges through a writ of habeas corpus that his father filed in federal court on February 20th of this year. Essentially, a writ of habeas corpus allows a court to review the legality of a person's detention and to order the potential release of the individual if that detention is found to be unlawful. In the petition, his father claims there are violations of his 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, and 14th Amendments. I've linked that entire document below. In the petition, his father also brings up his son's reluctance to use Zoom because of Chinese spies. I also found 2 additional charges that I wasn't aware of earlier. His father writes, plaintiff was apparently initially being held on the Riverside County, California bench warrant for extradition. A hearing was held on 1/18/2024 where plaintiff waived extradition, which we know he didn't have a choice in the matter. But then on 1/25/24, the plaintiff was charged in a warrant issued by the Montana Highway Patrol, citing Montana Statutes 455203, intimidation. Now, that's a newly filed felony charge that could result in a sentence of up to 10 years in prison. He was also apparently charged with 455214, assault with bodily fluid. Digging through the petition a little bit more, I was able to locate how this new charge transpired. Vanderbilt's father writes, the arrest took place in Lake County, Montana. However, the plaintiff was taken to the Missoula County Sheriff for processing and has been held there ever since. During the plaintiff's ride with Highway Patrol, Trooper Larson transporting him to the Missoula County for processing, Trooper Larson was using his laptop while driving and driving erratically, with excessive speed and recklessly. Plaintiff repeatedly asked the trooper to mind his driving and Trooper Larson repeatedly ignored him. Plaintiff spit through the divider screen onto the trooper's laptop. Trooper Larson advised plaintiff that he would be charged for that and that he would, quote, find something else to charge the plaintiff with. I mean, yeah, that'll probably do it. Also in the writ, I found out about a hearing that took place on January 27th that resulted in him being sent to the Montana State Mental Hospital, which, honestly, seems like a fair call. A few days later, the federal judge responded to the petition by dismissing it without prejudice. The court came to its conclusion by simply writing, nah, we good. Alright everyone, I think that's where we can wrap this one up. I'll be checking periodically to look for updates on this case, but until then, this is Dummy Kruger, and I'll catch you at the next video.